Let's begin assignment 8 here in Comp Sci 221. We have to create a database, a custom database. Let's use Netbeans then and create a database named school with a lowercase s just to be safe, and within it a table named courses. So with under the services tab, you can right click on JavaDB there and click create database. The assignment calls for it to be named school, or was it schools? And then the username and password doesn't really matter because we're going to be testing this locally. So we'll just make it app for all three of those little text boxes and click OK. So we've created a database that behind the scenes Netbeans will interact with. And that database pops up now under the JavaDB entry there. And let's right click on that new database and connect to it. Okay, we're connected to it. Now there's an entry down here for Derby, the SQL engine that we're using behind the scenes. I'm going to click its plus symbol and check to see if there are any tables in that school database. Nope, there are no tables. And according to the specs for this assignment, we need a table called courses. So let's just right click that entry for tables and click create table. And what do we want to name this table? Well, according to the specs, I don't give you a choice. You have to name it courses, plural, and a capital C for good style, at least in this course. Some people don't name their tables with uppercase letters, but I always do. And we need to add columns, also known as fields. Well, here you can go your own direction. We probably should have laid this out on paper first. I'm just winging it here. But one field in any table, no matter what you're doing, should be an ID field. Some people name their ID field ID, but then when you're using foreign keys and you're joining tables, you might not know which field which table your ID field belongs to. If you named all ID fields ID, you'd be totally confused. So the tradition is to always name the table in the singular form, not courses, but course, then underscore ID. I don't care if you make that ID all caps or lowercase, that's up to you. But normally, at least my style, is to make field names lowercase. So we have a lowercase c here, even though the name of the table is capital C and all that. Yes, an ID field is usually numeric data type, and the rest of this, oh no, we have to make sure that we checkmark primary key there, and now I'm going to click OK. I'm going to make 3 or 4 or 5 more columns. You can make your own choices. So I'm going to fast forward it this time after making a bunch of more columns. So this assignment calls for having 4 or more appropriate fields for our table named courses. And I do have that right now, created for at least the minimum of 4 fields. I'm going to click OK. And here we are looking at those fields. And now we need to insert some records. Well, we could do that in Java, but we'd have to first write a program that does that. So let's just right-click right here on our courses table and check to see if there's an insert there. No, there is no easy insert a record at a time. There might be a way to do it, but I'm not interested in that easy way. I'm going to go to the menu command, execute command. Now this gives us a chance to review some of the SQL syntax that we've learned this semester. So typing out a SQL insert command, and that of course could be on one line of code, mind you. Often it's typed this way, where you have the insert into courses. I'm going to line up the corresponding values. I mean, if you're really a beginner, you could line them up this way to make sure that you have matching things. So the course ID is going to be 0 because that is my first course in my table, and we often start at 0 for ID numbers. Comps, department, number, and title. Okay, here goes. I'm going to execute that command. I'm going to execute that command there by clicking this little icon. And I do successfully now have one record inserted into my database. That's pretty exciting. I'm going to insert another one, so it's typical to give the next course a unique and the next sequential ID number. and let's say it's comp sci 221 that I have on my course load this semester, and its name is, well, the name of this course. So the name of this course is OOP with Web-Based Applications, and there you go. I'm looking. Hey, don't ever have two records with the same course ID. You have to have unique ID numbers. Now, of course, you could have put like the number 999 in there, but that just is not nice. You should name these sequentially. And here we go. I'm going to execute that SQL command, and I now have 2 rows in my database. And one more, just for good measure. Let's say I'm taking a math course, Calc 1, at this university. That's going to be my second course. And does anybody here know what the number is for Calc 1? 140. Yep, that's what it was at my college about 30 years ago. And we'll just call that Calculus 1. Okay, one last insert, execute command, and there you go. Okay, folks, now that I've inserted 2, 3, or 4 records, I forget how many courses I inserted, I want to see if they're really there or not. And I'm not ready to open up Java and write a Java program that does it. So let's look around here. Over here, under this entry for tables in my school database, maybe I can view the data. Yeah, that's cheating. I can right-click and view data. There are my records. But look at what Netbeans just did for me. When I right-clicked and did a view data, it really just executed the SQL command. I like this in all caps. That's just my analness here. It just did a select all from the table named courses. And if we would execute that command, that's what we get. Of course, if we misspell the word courses, the table name, we get nothing. See, nothing worked. So you have the power here in SQL to do a select all the same way that you could have just right-clicked and went to view data. Okay, so I have my data in here, and one last look at it. I'm executing command again, and for some reason it didn't just execute there, so let's try it again. There it is. So there are my courses. There is my record set, also known as a result set. So here we are in Netbeans, and if you accidentally misspelled the name of your database, or you just don't like your database anymore, you can just right-click, don't do this though, and click delete. Up till now, we created a database, and all of this information is saved on the hard drive of this computer in a database. And we could delete it all in one, I think there are no take-backs on this, so you step out of bounds like that Pittsburgh Steelers guy, and you're sorry, you just lost the game there. You could have beat the Dolphins if you would have just stayed in bounds. So there are no take-backs on this. So I'm not going to do it. Hey, if you want to delete a table, you can just right-click on the table and click delete. According to our lecture notes, the other way to do all that would be to either use the delete command or the drop command, so from SQL. So just saying you could start over again from scratch by doing all that. Okay, moving on. Now we have to write some Java code that makes use of this database table. So the next part of this assignment number 8 is to create a Java project named Custom Database. Let's go back over to the Projects tab and click File New, of course. New project. And be careful here, a little bit at least. When you create a new Java application, you name it whatever, but you do have to decide whether or not you're going to use the default package or you're going to actually name the package. Which for this course doesn't really matter what you do here. Until you go and try to build an applet and put it online, then you have problems. This isn't going to be an applet, so we don't really have an issue with this, but I'm going to uncheck this anyway. And I'm noting where this project is being stored. Okay, that's great. I'm going to click Finish. So here's a new project. And just to help me out, I'm going to copy and paste. Oh, I have to create a new class. Well, I'm going to go visit the demos in the website for this course. I'll be back in a pause. So here we need to right-click on Custom Database and add a new, or is there a class already? no, there's no class in the default package. I told it not to create a blank class for me. So I'm going to right click anywhere here around here. I'm going to add a new Java class. I'm just going to name it custom database, the same as the name of the project. And that's that. I'm not going to provide a package name. I'm just going to click finish. And over top of the boilerplate code that they gave me, I'm going to delete all that and paste in one of the demos that came from our website. The demo here that was named SQL Demo 2. Of course, this has to be named custom database now because the name of your class must be the same as the name of the actual Java file. Okay, the notes up here are reminding me that I need to add Derby client jar and Derby jar to this project so that my project can work with the database server that's also integrated into Netbeans. Because right now, even though they're kind of both nearby on nearby tabs, they don't really know about each other. So I right-click over here on this database. I'm going to go to Properties. I'm going to browse around here according to these directions, and going to the Libraries tab, I'm going to go to Run or Compile in either case, and I'm going to go find the necessary jar file. So I have to connect my project with these behind-the-scenes files, classes, methods that make all these guys talk to each other. I found it on this computer in this location. This might not be true on your home computer, or if you're watching this video 2 years from now, it might be a slightly different location. But I had to go into this location, and right here, derby.jar. I'm going to double click, and I'm also going to add the jar folder Derby client, so that I have these two entries here under this tab. I'm going to click OK. Okay, at this time, my squiggly underlines seem to have went away, and this project, this demo program, works with a fictitious, not a fictitious, but it works with a database named Sample. I'm just going to test it to make sure it works by going here to Services. I want to connect it temporarily to Sample database that comes with Netbeans. Now that it's connected, I'm going to run this program by clicking the green triangle. It didn't find any classes there, so I'm going to actually right-click on this file. I'm going to right-click and just run file. Okay, it's running, and there's proof that it executed fine. Apparently that demo program printed out a bunch of customer IDs and names from the built-in sample database. So all is good here with the demo program running. Now I'm going to unconnect from my sample database, or rather just connect to school. And now you have some work to do. I'm going to pause now, and maybe you'll have to finish the assignment on your own. Okay, so having copied and pasted this demo program from my website that had to do with the sample database into Java, into Netbeans rather, I'm going to be a little lazy here, and I'm just going to sweep through it and change all of the occurrences that were the word name. I'm changing all of those occurrences to title, because what Netbeans refers to as customer name in one of their tables, I'm sort of using the word title to do the equivalent thing. Now, where I have course ID, in the sample database, they have customer ID. So with that sort of analogy, we're going to go through and carefully change all of the occurrences of name, like to title there. I changed that from name to title. I changed that from name to title. That was customer ID. Oh look, I'm going to change that local variable name there to course ID to be nice and neat about it. That was name and I changed it to title. This is customer ID. I'm going to change that to course ID. Now if you want to write this all from scratch, be my guest, but at least we have a demo program to start from here. That was name, I changed it to title. That was customers and I changed it to courses. That was name, I changed it to title. That was name, I changed it to title. That was names and I changed it to the word titles. And almost done. That was name and I changed it to title. I think that's about it, folks. If you're good, you'll see what I'm about to see by right-clicking over here on this Java file and doing run file. Oh, sorry, you couldn't see that. By right-clicking over here and one more time by running the file, I now get no error messages down below, but I do get output. Apparently, these are all the courses I'm currently taking this semester, where the title starts with a word that's alphabetically oh no, that's just all of them. Down here's the list where their titles are greater than M. That O is greater than M alphabetically. This is a select all course IDs where the records are in order alphabetically, ascending order from A to Z by their title. C, I, O, yep, checks with me. Okay, so that looks good. So with this as a starting point, you can now alter this version of assignment 8 to add the loop that you need and add the menu that you need to allow the user to do all the things that are called for in assignment 8, which are search for a course from the main menu, and then within that question, ask the user if he wants to search by instructor name or course name. The user also must be allowed to delete a course from a list of numbered courses, and the user must also be allowed to exit from that loop whenever he or she wants to. Good luck, and let me know if you have questions.